Good evening, good day, good morning, everybody. Today I'm going to be doing some heroshark goggles, and we're going to try and recreate the Pencott pattern. As you can see, I've already made a start with the base layer. So the base layer, I'm using Fosco's Flectarn Grun. Fosco paint, really good paint. Sprays really nice. Gives it a nice coat, gives it a real nice matte coat, and it dries fairly quickly. So with Pencott, I always tend to use the Flectarn as a base colour because it's the closest pattern and the colour to the beiges actually in a Pencott pattern. So that's what we're hoping to get. Then after this is dried, I'll then get my small pieces of foam. It's just an old cleaning rag that I use to dab the other colours in. The other colours I'll go on top of next will be the dark brown. Then on top of that will be some Krylon tan and some more Fosco. So this is marsh grass. This is very light. Use those areas in the eyes. And then finally for the greens, I mix up some acrylic paints. So these acrylic inks, they're nice and thick, so you can mix them up. But to try and get this green in the pattern itself, it's very hard to match. So I use a mix of like 3 or 4 different greens to try and get to as close to that green pattern as I can. So I'll just carry on doing the base coat, and I'll give you a quick glimpse in a minute. Right, we've now finished the base coat in the Flectarn. You can see it's got that real nice mustard base coat. And now we'll go with the browns. This is where I get a bit messy. So all I'm doing is spraying the spray actually on the sponge, and then I dab it all over the mesh, the lenses, the frames. Need quite a bit of the brown all over, because if you do go too brown, you can always go over the top again with the others, but you want to get most of it covered again, because you want to only have a small bit of this Flectarn coming through. As you can see on the edges here, you're getting this, because the pattern itself is almost a digital pattern. So trying to create a digital pattern without spending loads of money and cutting out squares on stuff like this, it's just cheap and easy on a bit of sponge all over your frames. It's a bit boring, but once you get there, so it's a bit time consuming, as you can see, but there we've got, I don't know if you can see this, but we've got a lot of tan and brown mixed in there already. So I'll just get this to dry, and then I'll put some of the tans in now. So we have now added some light tans and some browns, just simply dabbing it on. It's quite hard to see that at the minute. There we go. So it's just had some light beige just added in on top of the brown. And here what I've done is mixed up the acrylic paint to as close to the green in the Pencott pan as I could get. So I don't know if you can see, that's the Pencott green zone pattern. So I'll dab a bit of that on there, rub that in. It's a little light, but it obviously darkens up when it dries. that's about as much as I can get that to that kind of pattern in that colour. Now I've mixed up the acrylic inks. So I mixed up some permanent light green. This one is a green gold, some sap green, and to give it a bit darker is some olive green. So those are the 4 colours I used in these acrylic inks. And all I'll do now is get my little spongy. When you're doing the green, dab it around quite a bit because you don't want it to be too heavy when you push it on. And then just simply dab it over. The frames, the lenses, over your areas that you've got some light areas so it stands out a bit. And that is pretty much it. That's all we do. It's nothing too overly complicated. Let's give you a little, we can get this here so you can see how close to those greens are now. Oh, dropping everything there. And how close we are to the actual pattern. And that's it, guys. That is just a nice, simple, effective looking pattern to recreate. Again, just with some Flecton as your base coat, and then spray some mud brown. This is Krylon beige. That's the mesh grass from Fosco. It's very light coloured. As your kind of 4 spray paint colours that you dab in, and then the acrylic inks. Just mixing up. I mean, you can get to your own green however you'd like to achieve it. This is all I've done, is just put the 4 together, mixed it around, and try and get it as close to that colour on that pattern as much as I can. So it does dry off. It will dry off a little lighter, a little darker, should I say. But yeah, that's your Pencott. Cheers for watching.